Of course, you need to be good at what you do, and that'll obviously happen with time and with time and the time you put into it, right? And the second thing is intention, right? You might be a great dancer, but you wouldn't want to use that to benefit the world, right? So your intention also needs to be good, and you need to put in the work into yourself, and that's how you progress. Otherwise, you might just be a great dancer doing nothing for yourself or for the world around.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lalith Dhanush show. Today I have with me a person who's mixed fitness and dance together and is a dance fitness trainer at Cult. If you are a member of Cult, I'm sure you will recognize her. Her name is Simran Nazare, and she's somebody who's super passionate about dance and has been training for the last 15 to 16 years. Watch this entire episode as she talks about her journey in the dance field and how she's established her own personal brand regarding the same. If you enjoy this episode, share it with your friends who want to pursue a career in dance and how they can take it to the next level. Also, do comment down in the comment section below to let me know how you feel about this episode. Hello Simran, welcome to my show. And for everybody who's watching, to build some context, I know you through the great Cult app, and that was when I was trying to lose some pounds. And one thing I realized that I was pathetic at just going to the gym for a year because I never achieved that. So I thought doing multiple things, be it dance, fitness, a bit of yoga, and a bit of maybe strength and conditioning would really help. And that's when I stumbled upon you, and then I thought, okay, wow, fantastic. And I knew somebody who knew you, and then I said, okay, let's get her onto the podcast. So welcome to my show, and how does it feel to be here?
Feels great to be here. Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure. Now tell me, you are a dance fitness coach. How does this whole thing work, like dance fitness? What's the goal of dance fitness?
Basically, dance integrated with fitness is dance fitness, right? So it's a very cardio based sort of a workout which helps you burn calories quicker than any other form of workout would, right? Not comparing, but this is just a little more fun. Yeah, but when you say that fitness has been integrated into dancing, there's a lot of squatting, there's a lot of jumping, there's a lot of lunges, but conscious engagement of muscles is what makes the difference, right? So that's what is dance fitness.
Awesome. So there is a purpose behind it. You just don't free flow dance, but you're making sure that every specific muscle category is targeted and it's, let's say conditioned the right way.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask this. Apart from dance fitness, were you a person who was actually into fitness, leaving the dance part out?
So I've always been a dancer, right? And take or give, fitness is a part of it, right? You need your muscles to be in the right form and strong enough to move quickly. For your movements to be swift, your muscles need to be strong, you need to be flexible, agile. So fitness has always been a part of my life. Like I don't remember one day that went without me doing, any sort of a workout, right? Other than my rest days or my holidays or whatever, fitness has always been a part of my journey. So yeah.
Okay. And majority of that has been dance?
Majority of that has been dance, like say 90% of it.
Okay. What's the 10%?
Fitness.
Like?
You want me to name the...
Yeah, go. I mean, give me some insight into it. Like.
So, I trained in Shamak, and there we used to do a lot of movements related to yoga, a lot of static movements, a lot of movements where we engage our muscles so we know how to contract, release, and there used to be a lot of ballet-based workouts.
Oh, wow.
They've trained us slightly in ballet as well. So, yeah, that.
So in my eyes, that looks like a little bit of torture, like. but honestly, I think Simran, one of the things that I've understood about fitness is because I've had this love and hate relationship about it. Like I go 6 months all out in the gym. I'm like, oh, okay, bro. Like now I'm gonna get some 6-pack abs. I'm gonna look like shredded and shit. But on the 7th month, I go to a nice bakery and then I see something nice, and the next day I think, okay, one day I've eaten something, I can go on. Today I can have a cheat day, and cheat day becomes another day, and that's it. I'm done with the gym. I call it mental fatigue. Like,
Agreed.
I'm sure you've been in this industry for quite some time. How do you combat mental fatigue, especially in an industry like fitness? Because it can really get you, your muscles are growing, but your brain also has to adapt.
I agree. I mean, we go through it as well, right? We are as human as anybody else is. But what I believe is motivation takes you through a day, but discipline takes you through a lifetime.
Wow.
So you discipline yourself, you put your head into it, you do give yourself cheat days. You have a life to live too, right? So you can go to that bakery, you can eat this stuff, but you come back and you work double the times to wear that off. Right? Motivation aata hai jata hai, but discipline is what will help you get to where you want to be.
I mean, I think those are like golden nuggets for me, because a lot of people have motivation, and motivation also requires energy. Discipline is something that is muscle memory based.
Yes,
Like you do it, and even on bad days, you're like, I'm missing something, and let me just do something, right?
You fill the space.
You
even on
fill the
bad days,
space.
Yeah.
Now, I believe there's some amount of self-talk or something that goes behind this discipline. What is your secret for that discipline?
I have a vision board. Like I've put everything that I want to be and everything that I just want in my life on that vision board. And of course, I have my bad days, but you just look at it and you're like, okay, motivated, not really, but discipline, yes. I'm just going to hit the gym and I'm going to see how I feel after. Like that 1 hour, I'm going to switch off my brain. It's my power hour, yes. I'm just going to switch off my brain and get done with it.
I think that makes sense, right? Because a lot of times we overthink most of the times in our lives, and that overthinking can actually cause that level of, I think the breakage over there,
Yes.
because you might not just get it. I think switching off is a great way, and I think the other way is to also take good breaks in between.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely, yeah.
what is your break like, and or cheat day or a break like? What do you do?
So I eat biryani, like I told you earlier. Yeah, biryani is for my brain. It's not for my stomach. It's for my brain. I'm so rejuvenated after I eat my meal. I'm not a very burger, pizza sort of a person. But that one meal, you give me one Sunday and I'm sorted for the week. I can work out every single day, how many ever hours you want me to. And yeah, and that's it.
So full desi style.
Yeah, just do that. And for me, it's dance, right? So I never really need a break from it, right? So yeah.
I think it brings that fun element out in it. And recently, I did another podcast with another classical dancer. So I was telling her I went to this yoga and meditation workshop at the Art of Living, and I was there in silence for 5 days. And one of the things that they made us do was dance, right? And not to some hip, upbeat music, but to like flute and like violin music. And I'm like, how do I dance? And but I think there's a sense of great refreshment in dancing, and I think for a lot of us who have stressful work, dance is the only way out.
Yes.
So with you, I think it's your job. So I think your job is great, but everything around it gets stressful.
Yeah, I agree. But then everything around it is again dance. So you're pretty sorted.
Nice, man. So we've spoken about you as a dancer and you're building a career around it. When did you identify that this was actually what you wanted to do, let's say, for the rest of your life, or something that can make you happy?
So I started dancing when I was 3. And since then, it was just dance. Like, I didn't think of anything else. I didn't see anything else. I honestly didn't do anything else. I used to go to school, come back, finish homework, go to dance class, come back, eat, and crash. Right? So that was my day, and that has been it for, 10, 15 years of my life. So I never did anything apart from dancing. So it has always been my goal. And I didn't know how it will become my career, what opportunities will come my way, what will not come my way. Parents wanted me to get a degree as backup, got it. And I just had faith that dance will be my career and I will make a living out of it no matter what. And here I am.
Awesome, man. I think it makes sense because I think about 6 months ago, I read this book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. He says anybody who does something for 10,000 hours or is on the way to do 10,000 hours is automatically an expert in that field. And I think 15 years of dancing every single day has almost gotten you there. and it's fantastic. So now I don't think it's only your effort that pays a lot of dividend here. I also think there are a lot of support systems, especially parents, your family, your friends. What kind of support systems did you have around you in the last 10-15 years to get you here?
My parents, of course, my whole family for that matter. All my cousins, all the children of the family are dancers.
Oh,
So we've all
really?
gone to the same dance school and had we studied dance and all of that. Yeah, it's parents who've always supported me through and through. They used to take me to dance class, get me back, feed me the right kind of food, give me the time to rest my body, and they've always been there. You know, like their only concern was me being educated enough to have a backup.
Nice.
And apart from that, it's been them. And at Cult, there are so many mentors out there who are just guiding you, who are nudging you when you go wrong, and who just stand by you. You know, they don't stand ahead of you, they don't stand behind you, they're just standing with you.
Wow.
Right? So everything has played a huge role in getting me to where I am today. It's not just me.
Awesome. So I want to understand this from your childhood perspective. Now, you said your parents were supportive, but was there any point of time where dance became a little too much and then studies took a backseat, or you had a very good balance of both? How was it?
I had a very good balance of both, sir. I was very certain that I wanted to take up dance as my career, but then I didn't want to disappoint my parents because they were so supportive of what I wanted to do, right? And they were not wrong in their place of me having my education in place, right? So I didn't falter maybe, I don't know, but I think I had a pretty good balance there as well.
Awesome.
Thankfully. Thank you, God.
Simran, I want to deep dive into the area of your career, because today a lot of parents are changing their mindsets about their children's career, but not everybody has. When somebody says dance, it becomes either a hobby or it becomes a sidetrack thing. But today you are actually not just following your passion, you're able to build a brand, like your own personal brand. You're able to change lives, you're able to do all of these things. Let's say for the next few minutes, I want you to tell me a little more about dance as a career, and especially dance fitness and the opportunities that are surrounding that.
So coming to dance fitness, I think it's a great platform. One, you're teaching people how to dance, how to move their body, which is great, right? Because when you teach people how to move their body, you're also working on their mind, you're working on their body, you're working on their fitness levels, their health, you're doing so much. And when you add an element of fitness, it just goes a level above. So there are various opportunities when it comes to dance fitness. It just depends on what your goal is. So you target that and you go at it, right? And I think there are various companies who are taking up dance fitness as their core element of workout. So when you speak about dance fitness as a career, yes, you can take it up because a lot of companies are also having it, and you can do it yourself, right? You can freelance, you can do it yourself, so go for it.
Yeah, and considering the fact that if businesses are actually getting into that business model, they see opportunity in the market, right? Today, we see a lot of people who are absolutely stuck and glued to their screens. They're not moving their body, and people are fixated on a posture. They're not moving their body. They're not getting enough juices to run through their body parts. And I feel this as a viable option, which includes fun and fitness, is the only way to go forward.
Yes.
Right? And most importantly, I think the key catalyst I could call would be technology. Now, if you have a good Instagram page, if you're putting out content every single day, you can literally think about just starting your own little space from home.
Yes.
Have you seen stories like that, or do you do things like that as well?
Yeah, a lot of people do that, and plus since the pandemic has hit, we've been teaching sessions from home. So yeah, technology is everything these days. The Cult app, right? That is technology, and that's my job, shooting sessions, and it goes live on the app, and people do it. Technology again. So yeah, just use technology and go for it.
Yeah, true. I think as you move on, you'll also realize that the opportunities that lie in front of you are quite a few. So speaking of opportunities, in the previous question, you spoke about mentors and how they've helped you. Can you pick, let's say, a couple of names and tell me how they've actually impacted you, your career, and your life as a human being?
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, right? Yeah, so Shwetamari Shetty, our boss, is such a great personality. The way she carries herself, the aura she carries with her, the kind of person she is, the kind of just the way she tackles her work, her personal life, from whatever I know, I think is great, and I really look up to it, and I really hope that I can be that one day. And the way she takes care of her body and how she promotes fitness, good health the right way is insane. And how she started off Tribe and Cult. Tribe is what she started off, and how they collaborated with Cult, and what it is now is just everything. That lady is insane. It's crazy to see her journey, and it's very inspirational, right? So that's one. And two is my mom, of course. Just that support, that love, that faith in me that I will, do something out of my passion. She's just left me on my own, but she makes sure she's there for me, in actions, in words, whatever. But she's like, do whatever you want to. We know you might falter here and there, but we're always there. So that faith, for somebody to have that sort of faith in you is really nice. And I hope to be that for somebody one day, that guiding light and that backbone sort of a person to somebody, that. And I have another friend, Shella. Again, she runs her own business. There are various things she does. Very inspiring. The kind of person she is. She's a great friend, and you really need great friends in your journey to push you forward, to nudge you, to tell you that, hey Simran, you're wrong. Don't do that. Or, hey Simran, proud of you.
Yeah, you need
just
those
being
moments.
very raw and honest with you is very important. So yeah, I want to be all of this with my people, with whoever.
Yeah, and I think if you surround yourself with the right kind of people who are at least a few steps ahead of you in various aspects of life, you automatically start chalking that path for yourself, isn't it? And I think that's a beautiful way to travel in your career or in your life. You also spoke about how people carry themselves, having an aura, and I think that's a lot of working on oneself, right?
Agree.
No matter who you have, sometimes you can still feel so negative, you can still be bogged down by multiple things. But if you know how to talk to yourself and replicate what these other good or great people around you are doing, I think that's the way to truly succeed.
I agree. It's all about working on yourself, and when you're doing the work, self-work is happening, is when you can reflect it out, and people really feel your energy. Otherwise you start repelling them.
True, happens, and I think that's happened a lot of times. I want to ask this. We'll pick one of these three. I know you and your mother will always have a bond because it's a mother and her baby. But we'll talk about somebody you don't have a biological relationship, your first or your third person that you look up to as mentors. Let's take Shwetamari Shetty. Can you tell me an incident that when you close your eyes, you can say, okay, that one moment where you've said, okay, I want to be like this. Any specific incidents that come to your mind?
So many. When you were saying it, I had different scenes running in my head. The first thought was when she shoots, right? When you're shooting, you don't have a second to think. Right? Like a second ahead of you to think. You are just yourself, and you're saying and doing whatever comes to your mind. So again, a lot of self-work should happen to, radiate positivity. And for that to reach people is another task in itself. Right? The way she carries herself in those sessions, and the things she says, and the way she communicates with us makes us feel seen and heard and so involved in what she is doing. She is leading the session, right? And we're dancing with her. But the way she involves us is another thing in itself, right? And it's really precious to be dancing with her, and we consider it our best opportunity, our greatest success story to be doing a session with her, because she is amazing that way. You don't feel anything negative when she's around. She'll push you up. She'll put you on a pedestal there, and she'll push you forward and be like, Simran did this, Nana did this, and it's like, okay. And you take that to your sessions, and whoever's dancing with you, you do that for them, and it's a domino effect. Everybody's saying nice things about each other, speaking well about each other, radiating positivity, and that reaches your audience, and your audience wants to come back to you. And that's how we've built the community.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. I think that's so simple to understand and say, but if you dig down deep, there's so much about it. I think I can say it's somewhat artistic or poetic to be that, right?
Yeah.
You're just in the moment, you're unfazed, you know exactly what to say, how to say, to whom to say, and when to say.
Yeah.
And then it just fits in perfectly. And I get you, because I've seen some people, my own mentors sometimes, and I'm like, how is this even possible? This is humanly impossible at that moment. This could only happen with 100 failures or 1,000 failures and practice and practice and practice. Man, that's crazy. And I love the way you spoke about how giving back becomes a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
Now she gives back to you, you give back to your community. And what happens is, in that community, people give back to each other, saying, hey, I love this class, I love this person, why don't you come and join me?
Exactly, yeah. And they feel it and they spread it. They're smiling more than ever before. Why? Because they danced with us. And we're happy because they danced with us. So it's just a very, it's a beautiful feeling.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So in your previous question, you spoke about giving, and I think giving has something very beautiful about it. And I know for a fact that givers, readers are all leaders. Talk to me about how you've been able to give back to the people who come to your class, and how you felt, what do you say, that gratitude of giving. Tell me about this magical process.
It is magical. You said that right. I learned the art of giving again from the job at Cult. I started off as a trainer, in-person offline trainer at Cult, and I could see how people were smiling and enjoying themselves, and that 1 hour that we took a session in person was just everything for them. People used to come and tell me how much of a difference it's making to them to just start their day, to end their day, or whatever. It's making their relationships better, it's making their life better, it's making them smile more often, and those endorphins are just like overflowing, and it all started there. Like I started sensing that feeling of, okay, whatever I'm doing is actually making a difference to people. And from there is when I started understanding the value of giving, right? And then we moved to, so in the offline centers, we used to have about a good 50, 60 members, one class. That's still a good number, right? But as I moved to the live platform and we started shooting sessions and it went up on the app live, we had a lot more members joining us, and then we started receiving messages on Instagram saying how much of a difference we make to them, and the community just grew and grew and grew, right? Like I was telling you, I received a message from one of the members very recently, and she told me that she's going through something physically and emotional and mentally, right? And then she told me that after doing my session, she feels at least a 5% better than what she did before. And she told me that how much of a difference that made to her and her family, because they see her happier, in turn her family is happy. That's crazy. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. All I'm doing is going there, dancing, and just being myself, saying a couple of nice things that I really believe in from within. And that, like 1 or 2 sentences or that 40 minutes of movement just makes so much of a difference to these people. It's crazy. Giving is the most beautiful art form.
I think you said it. Those are the golden words, because imagine the world without givers. It's like imagining the world without birds and flowers and color, and everything's just black and white, and good things. Vacuum, right? Everything's just sucked out of you, your soul, your happiness. I think vacuum is a very nice word to put across there. Moving ahead, you've been giving to people. People have been messaging you. Everything's been going. In the next few years up ahead of you, Simran, you're 24, right? You have a lot of time ahead of you. What do you want to give yourself? Like, what do you want to give yourself?
Wow. I mean, I want to retain this feeling, honestly. I want to give to the community and just seeing people smile, people benefiting out of something I am doing is what I want to take into my future. I want to do something for the people. I want to make a difference to people, and that's what makes a difference to me. Right? So that's what I want to do for myself. And it really, really makes me happy when people come to me and say that, Simran, you know, this happened, Simran, that happened. And I'm glad I was here. More than enough. If I can put a smile on anybody's face through my actions or words or presence, enough.
You said it. And I also believe for you to be at that level to do it, you got to be good at something, because, you know, if you don't have to be different to be good, you have to be good to be different, right? And if you got to impact the world with that kind of change, first start that impact with yourself, right? If you did not choose to continue dance, I'm sure you would have had a lot of tough times or situations where what you would have gone through, and maybe some mental challenges, maybe not from the world out there, but if you did not pursue yourself through those challenges, all these people wouldn't have messaged you, all these people wouldn't have impacted from what you had to offer to the world. Speaking of which, I want to know, what are some of these hard, really hitting challenges that you faced in your life, in your career over the last 10, 15 years?
Okay, I'll speak of the first thing you said, just in addition to what you said, is of course you need to be good at what you do, and that'll obviously happen with time and with time and the time you put into it, right? And the second thing is intention, right? You might be a great dancer, but you wouldn't want to use that to benefit the world, right? So your intention also needs to be good, and you need to put in the work into yourself, and that's how you progress. Otherwise, you might just be a great dancer doing nothing for yourself or for the world around.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
So intention and work. For me, I think this is my mantra. Coming to your question, dance-wise, education-wise, I think everything was in place. Injuries did happen, but we got over it. And physical injuries, obviously, that's a part of a dancer's life. If that's not happening, work harder.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. No, but emotional challenges were there. I was very, very career-driven, very put in my time into practice hours. So much so that I didn't pay a lot of attention to my personal life, didn't make a lot of friends, lost a few friends, which is hard, you know, because when you're so into something and then when you just look out there for support, of course your parents are always there, but when you look out there for, you know, friends and time with them and growing with them and doing stuff people of your age do, you don't have anybody, right? It's sort of hard, but then I mean, that's way of life. You just understand what you can do better and you move forward with it.
True.
Yeah.
And I think I've felt this too multiple times, because it's not only that you don't have time with them, but the journey that you are going through, they might not be able to resonate with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, like I've heard so many great people say, I'm a big buff of YouTube videos, so I keep watching all great people as to how they do it. And one thing that is quite common across people is, if you're on this journey of making your career your absolute number one, things around it suffers.
Yes.
And most importantly, relationships, your time for yourself, all of that suffers. And that's the cost you pay to actually really get there, right? And they say success is the loneliest goddamn road that there is in the world. If you actually want people around you, then go do what everybody else is doing, and that way you can actually feel that.
I completely agree. Like, I resonate 100%. But again, you've got to bring about that balance, just so that you don't feel lonely, and loneliness just doesn't become your go-to comfort feeling. So yeah, bringing about a balance is important, and it obviously happens with time and experiences and understanding yourself and what you want. So,
But I don't know how I don't know if you're able to get that balance, but in my world, balance is a lie.
yeah.
Because to be very honest, balance is an absolute lie for me. Because what is balance? Balance is consistency, right? You got to keep at it. Like, I can't keep meeting my friends week on week on week. Maybe I can meet you now, but 3 months later, I might not be able to meet you. But I want to meet you, but I can't meet you still at the same time. I don't know about that balance, Simran. What do you want to say about that?
I mean, that's when you don't have a lot of people around you. You only have people around you who understand your path, right? Who really understand and support your path, knowing that, okay, Simran is busy now. She won't be able to talk to me. Maybe after, say, 2 weeks, I message you and you're okay with it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, okay, we understand each other's lives, but we just believe and know that we're always there for each other, family, friends, whoever. So people who understand you are the ones who are going to stick by.
Absolutely. Agreed with you, Simran. Man, Simran, this podcast, I should say, has been one of the fastest podcasts that I felt that, I mean, we're here at the end. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. Every pursuit that I had to get you onto the show was worth it now. So thank you so
Glad.
much. I think the world will look at your story. I think you have an amazing aura. I don't know if people have said that to you or if they've said it 100 times, but I think you have an amazing aura. I think the Simran that I imagined you to be on the cult app thing and the person you are has so much resonance to it. Continue inspiring a generation of people, make people happier through your dance, make them fitter through your fitness part of the whole dance thing, and I'm sure the world will look up to you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.